Hi guys, so welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while since I filmed a video and I have absolutely no excuses for that. I'm definitely back for good now. I know I said that before, but I really do feel like I am. I feel like before I said that because I felt like I needed to be, but right now I feel like I want to be, and there's a difference between obviously wanting and needing, and I just really want to do this. I absolutely love watching YouTube videos. It's actually what I do. I don't watch the soaps, don't watch movies. I sit in my room and I just watch YouTube videos all day. So why not me get on here and make one myself? So I really hope you enjoy this video. It's obviously a video of me achieving this look right here, which is something that I would totally wear to go on a night out or an event or something like that. So I hope it's good. I hope you really I hope it's good. I hope you enjoy it. You'll have to let me know. I'm sorry if it's a little bit, you know, on the rocks, but it's just me getting back into it, getting started, and I'm sure once I've settled back down and I'm used to talking to the camera, videos will go a lot smoother and hopefully I'll be a lot better. But yeah, obviously we're just getting into it. So yeah, I hope you really enjoyed this video and let's jump into it. So we'll get started. So I'm going to start with my eyebrows because I feel like they are quite important as they frame your face, and I feel like once my eyebrows are done I can work around them. So I'm going to take my e.l.f. Dip Brow Pomade, and this is in the shade Light Brown. I use this on quite a lot of clients because it's a good universal shade, because obviously the heavier you put the brush down, the more product and the darker it's going to go, and the lighter you work, the less product and the lighter it's going to go. So I just literally just run this through my eyebrows quite lightly, if I'm honest with you, and I just draw them in. Now you see I've made a tiny little mistake there, and again I don't worry too much about that because I'm going to use concealer to go in and carve underneath to fix them. So I just run this through my brow. When we come to the front I kind of just brush upwards because I want it quite natural towards the front, so I haven't picked up any more product on the brush. I'm just using whatever's left and just a little something like that. So I've just filled them both in with the pomade. So I'm going to then go in with the P. Louise base, which is just unreal. It's so amazing. It makes your eyeshadow just go on amazing. It cuts your crease like nothing else. It cuts the brow. It's just amazing. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this on an angled brush, and I'm just going to go ahead and carve underneath the brow. So this just neatens the brow. I don't do this every day. I do this more if I'm going out, just for kind of like more of a sharper, clean cut brow. So I'll just go ahead and do this. So once I've gone ahead and done that to my brow, I then just take the product and I just pat it all over my lid. So this is the P. Louise base. So this is in the shade 2. So I've gone ahead and done that to both eyebrows and both eyelids. So you can see this already is a lot more intense than the previous video I uploaded. I think it was about a year ago, but that's still kind of my same everyday makeup routine. So I didn't see the point of doing that. This is definitely more glam, more heavier makeup style that I would do if I was going out. So now we've done that, we've basically primed our eyelids, ready for our eyeshadow. We're going to get started with that. So I'm going to go for a really dark smoky eye, which is one of my favourite looks to go for. I love doing it on clients and I love doing it on myself. I just think it's such a amazing glam go-to look. Basically you can wear it to any glam occasion. It's amazing. And I'm going to put a little bit of sparkle on it because it's coming up to Christmas, and I think for Christmas everyone needs a bit of sparkle. So yeah. So for this look I'm going to be using this palette, which if you don't own this palette you need it. It's one of them palettes that it's the only one you need and you'll be good to go for life. It's got every shade you can imagine that you would ever need in your life. It's even got highlighters in it which are beautiful. So I'm going to go in with the Illamasqua gel liner, precision gel liner, and this is just in black. And I'm actually going to apply this all over my eyelid first as just a nice black base to make sure that they are as black and as dark as possible, because sometimes the shadow can't do that alone. So I'm just going to take this eyeliner and I'm just going to apply this to my eyelid. So on top of that, I'm going to take the black eyeshadow from this palette and I'm just going to pat that on top. I'm going to take a little tiny little blending brush. This, I can't even tell you where it's from. I think it's off eBay. Half my brushes are from eBay. And I'm going to take a dark brown shadow and just tap it off the top. And I'm then going to apply this in between kind of my eyelid colour and the black. And this is where we're going to start to blend it out. Blend out the edges and create a more blended eye look. So I'm going to be doing like a black smoky eye into brown shades, because I just think that's it's just my favourite way to wear it myself. You can just blend it into like a black grey, or you can blend it into oranges, which looks beautiful as well. So I'm just applying that. So I'm kind of just going in like circular back and forward motions, keeping the brush on my eyelid at all times. So I'm not taking the brush off, I'm keeping it on the eyelid. And then we're going to go ahead again and blend up onto that brown shade with another brown. Let's see, I'm going to take this little, this is a Zoeva Luxe Petite Crease brush. And I'm going to go to a more lighter brown with this. The reason I'm not showing you the shades is because it's not necessarily that you need these ones. It's just so that you, as long as you've got the browns, you'll be all good. I'm just going to turn that up a bit so you can see. So then using this lighter shade again, we're just going to blend that brown out. And then the thing with this look is it's a case of just going back and forth until you've got the right blend that you want. So I'm going to go black back in with that dark brown and then just make sure that that's definitely blended how we want it. So once I've done that, I'm going to apply some glitter to the lids, because I just think it's Christmas soon. Like, if you're going to get your makeup done near Christmas, you have to have a bit of glitter on it, don't you? So I'm going to take this glitter. This is from a brand on Instagram that I found called Lynn's Looks, and it's in the shade Rampant Rockstar, and it's really, really nice. It's just a sparkly black glitter, basically. To apply the glitter, I'm going to use the NYX Glitter Primer, which I think is amazing. It's amazing for glitter and it's really good for pigments as well. And it lasts so long. This little tube will last you forever. It's amazing. So I'm just going to apply this glitter primer to the lid, basically wherever we want the glitter to be placed. If you're using glitter, you want to put it right up to your crease, to where you can even see it, where your eyes are open. I don't know if you can really see, because if you just apply it quite low down to the lid, it's just not going to look, it's not going to look as good, and it's not going to be as effective, because you're not going to be able to see it when you've got your eyes open. And I think it's really important to, if you're going with something glam like this, to see it when your eyes are open too. So I'm really, really happy with that, actually. I really like how that looks. Yay! I'm going to go ahead and do my face. So I'm going to start off by using the L'Oreal Hydro Genius Aloe Water. I just use a pump of this, and this just really, really hydrates the skin. It's just lovely to put on under your foundation, especially if you're going for a more fuller coverage foundation like we are today. It's nice to just make sure the skin's nice and hydrated under that. So I just use my fingers to apply that. And I'm just going to go in with my foundation. So I'm going to use the Maybelline Superstay. Sorry, they look a bit of a mess. I've got some more coming. But this is like my absolute favourite foundation at the minute. I actually use it on all my clients because it's so good. So even though it's Maybelline, to me, a brand doesn't mean anything. I think Maybelline's an amazing brand, and the price doesn't mean a product's good or not. Like, the price point means nothing. Something could be £1 and something could be £100, but the pound one could be better if there's more thought and effort put into the product. So yeah, just a little ramble about that. So I'm just going to pick up this foundation. I'm using the shades Ivory and Soft bronze, I believe, mixed together just to create the right shade for me. And I'm applying this with a sponge. This is the this is actually from Aldi. I was going to say this is the Real Techniques, but it's not. This is from Aldi and I love it. So I'm just going to apply this all over my skin. For concealer, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Fit Me. This is my absolute favourite concealer of all time. It's basically the only one that I use. It's basically the only one that I use. It's just my absolute favourite. And this is in the shade 10. This is what I tend to use if I'm slightly tanned. If I'm my normal pale self, I do use shade 5. But I'm just applying that basically just to the T-zone. So it's to conceal and to highlight in a way. So I'm going to then take shade 5, which is the lighter shade, and I'm just going to dab a few little dots on top of this more darker foundation, and this is just going to highlight them areas of the face. Now it's nice to highlight your T... Oh, I've just scratched myself. It's nice to highlight your T-zone. It just kind of adds a fake light to your face and gives your face lots of dimension. So we'll just blend this out. And you can see how easy that is to blend out. Like, it just blends out with no effort whatsoever. It's absolutely gorgeous. Now we're going to go in with a setting powder to just set underneath our eyes. So I'm taking the Jeffree Star setting powder. This is in the shade Fair. And I only like a really small amount of setting powder. I just like to make sure under my eyes are set and then my T-zone is slightly. But the amount of powder that you apply is just personal preference to you. It's up to however your skin type is. There's no right or wrong way really. If I'm saying I don't put a lot on, it doesn't mean that you don't need to put a lot on, because you might find that you do. So there's no really, with makeup, there's no right or wrong way. I'm sick of doing that. There's no right or wrong way of doing it. Because everyone's skin is different. So I feel like powder is what gives you that more of like a flawless finish. Once you've set your face with a little bit of powder, you're just like ready to smash the world. So I proper cringe myself. I'm sick of not being able to talk. So I'm going to go in with bronzer. Now this is my absolute favourite bronzer at the minute, and it's the Makeup Revolution Baked Bronzer in Long Weekend. It's just absolutely gorgeous because it's baked. It's got a little bit of a glow in it as well, which I just absolutely love. So I'm just going to take an angled brush, swirl it in there, and I'm just going to apply this to my skin. I need a mirror. Honestly, I didn't really think through this very well. Got like no mirrors at hand. But I just like to take an angled brush because it's got that perfect shape to get right into your cheekbones to just apply that. So I like to just put this like under my cheekbones, because this is kind of going to be used as a contour as well. So bronzer / contour. And then I'm just going to apply it to the temples on my forehead. Again, contour depends on your face shape, depending where you want it, because this does different things. So if you've got a smaller forehead, you don't need as much, like I just put it along the sides. But if you feel like you have a larger forehead, you can do it quite the way around, and it will just give the illusion of a smaller forehead. But everybody's beautiful, you know. Just going to go in my jawline. This just gives the illusion of like a more slick, just like jaw. And obviously your cheekbones, it gives more of like a sucked in effect. And I just like to run this down my nose. I don't contour my nose, but I just like to run the bronzer just like down the sides and on the tip, just to kind of even it out with the rest of my face. Next we're going to apply some blusher. I'm going to be using the Milani Baked Blush in Rose d'Oro, which is one of my favourites if I'm doing like a dark smoky eye. I like to go for more of like a reddy, darker coloured blush as opposed to a pink. I think pink looks really pretty if you've just gone for a natural, like everyday makeup look. But I think for a nice dark smoky eye, more of a red toned blush looks beautiful, and because this is baked, it's got that little bit of like a glow in it, so it's absolutely beautiful. So I'm just applying that on my cheeks with a blusher brush. This is from Zoeva. It's called the Luxe Sheer Cheek Brush. Oh, I've got itchy nose. Tap it out, tap it out. And for highlighter, I'm going to use my absolute all-time favourite highlighter, which is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Amrezy highlighter. This is just my favourite. Like, it's lasted me a while though, it's done me really well, so I'm really chuffed with it. I'm just going to turn the light up slightly. And I'm just going to go ahead and apply this. So I like to just apply this to my cheekbones. Look at that. I will never get bored of highlighter. I know some people are going for the more matte look recently, but I still am obsessed with highlighter, and I think I always will be. I'm just going to put a bit on the tip of my nose, down my nose, above the like arch of my eyebrow, on my cupid's bow, and on my chin. I love that chin highlight. Because I have quite a lot of scarring on my chin, I find that because I put that highlight here, it kind of makes people look at that rather than the scars around my chin. Obviously, if I was to put them on top of my scars, it would enhance them, which is something you don't want to do. But because I have no scars, because I have no scars on the end of my chin, I like to apply that there just to make people focus on that rather than the scars. So now we're going to finish under the eyes and just the eyes in general. So basically we want to just do to the bottom what we did to the top, apart from we're not going to put the glitter on the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and so I'm just going to take a really nice small brush to do this. So first of all, I'm going to take the black shadow and I'm just going to apply that underneath. It's really difficult doing it at this angle. God, this is really hard. This is really hard from this angle. Like, how would I normally do it? Like this. So I'm going to take a little pencil brush with just a lighter brown just to soften that black out. And just so, obviously, everything blends together. Now it's up to you if you want to put black in your waterline. I am going to, because I feel like it just finishes off the look. So I'm just going to take that same black gel liner and I'm just going to apply this in my waterline. This is hard to do on camera, you know, guys. So just like that, and that just really deepens up the eyes. I feel like once the bottom eyeshadow's on, it completes it totally. But we're not finished with the eyes yet. I'm going to highlight the inner eye corners. So I'm actually going to take the highlighter shade from this palette, and it's called Fair Play, and it's just a really nice light gold. So we're just going to press that into the inner eye corner, just like so. And I'm just going to apply this on my brow bone as well to highlight that. So I changed my mind. I'm actually going to apply the lashes on camera because I feel like lashes are one which people always ask me, how do you apply lashes? Da, da, da. So I'm going to be using the Pinkfish lashes in the style PF1. Pinkfish are what I use on all my clients. I absolutely love them. So what I've done is I've applied the glue to the band and I've let that dry. So the glue's pretty much dry now. And when I'm applying lashes to myself, I look down. So I've got the mirror underneath me. And I'm looking down and I'm just going to place the centre bit down. And once we've got the centre bit down, I'm then going to stick the two edges. This is when everyone gets annoyed because I'm like, just like that. But it is literally just like that. So it's just really important to stick the middle bit down first, and then you can position your honestly, and then you can position the inner and outer corner. But it's also really important that the glue is pretty much dry and there's not too much excess glue on the lash. That is basically it. So what I like to do with my lashes is a little tip is to make sure that they're cut to the right length. So I cut from the outer bit, because we don't want to cut the inner bit, because that's the bit which is the smaller, so that's more flattering towards this portion of the eye. And then we let the glue dry, look down, place the lash on and from the centre, and then we position the two bits. So we don't place it on from the inner bit or the outer bit, we just pop it on in the centre, and then we'll position the two inner and outer corner. So we're going to go on to my lips. So I'm just going to go with a nice classic nude. I feel like you could go red, you could go dark, you go for what you want, but I'm a nude girl, so I'm going to go for my nude. So I'm going to take the PS Primark lip liner in the shade Nude, and I'm just going to line my lips. I love this lip liner. This is like a me nude. And then I'm going to take the Inglot lipstick in 264, which is like a super nude, but it's just my favourite. And I'm just going to dab it on. Just like so. And then to top it off, my absolute favourite bit, which I hope is in here, yeah, is my lip gloss. And this is the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb in Fussy, I think it's called. It's the pink toned one, and this is just my favourite, and I'm just going to apply that. I must admit, I am a sucker for a nude lip, especially a pinky nude. So there we have it, the finished look. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I really hope you are able to recreate it at home. I'd absolutely love to see if you do that. So if you do it, you'll have to tag me on Instagram, which is jasmineflora.makeup. And yeah, I really hope you enjoyed it. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, comment down below any video suggestions that you'd like me to do next, and yeah, I'll see you on my next one.